cool little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using nigga songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Let some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let them rock you to sleep, true colors better believe them. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth of Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That woo-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that woo-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
This insane situation.
Well, first of all, shouts to the dudes from 456 that were there because I really feel like they recognized very quickly what time it was and the fact that they it could have been a different dynamic if they would have just backed his play. You know what I mean? There's other people like a 4 extras, for example.
So basically, they would have whooped on him, and if it would have been 4 extras and his homies, Adam would have had no chance, is what Lush is saying, because the 40s would have got cracky, and there would have been no way that 4 extras could have got disrespected like that without some sort of retribution. What's the deal, y'all? We're trying to type it in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. Second knowledge, you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Tap in with the tap in to make sure you are in fact tapped in with that good. Tap in and hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe. Everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use, that knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Hit us with a like, hit us with a comment, hit us with a good subscribe, and make sure you tap in with that tap in if you ain't tapped in with that tap in. We finna jump into this content, man. Not 4 extras. Kingpill has gone crazy on ADAM22, and now Lush is telling his version of what happened at that situation where ADAM22 has been yoked all the way up by Kingpill. Let's get into it. Let's go.
I feel like if 4 extras friends saw him getting mad, I don't know if they would want to come. They might be like, we're all tripping now.
You kind of got the vibe that this was not the first time that this ever happened, that they're sort of used to having to.
This is why if your homies is with you and they don't be on the same time and you on, it's going to be used against you. Because now ADAM22 is trying to make it seem as if, oh, well, his homies know he's a J-Cat, and he's not this, and he's not that, so they weren't really tripping, they were kind of on my side, and blah, blah, blah. Hell no. His homies are supposed to go with him and back his play, and if it's a problem, we talk about it in the car when we get to the set. But if I'm tripping, and one of my homies is on some hold me back, especially against a situation like that, where Adam has clearly set him up for failure, and now it could be used against me, like, oh, well, yeah, your homies have more respect for me than they have for you, niggas getting whooped out. The homie's getting whooped out for even letting him have something like that to say, and he getting whooped out for even being in a position to have something like that to say. Niggas getting whooped out, bro. That's it, and that's all.
Calm him down when he is in that situation that they know that he's kind of a volatile person. And I think a lot of people in that moment probably realize, like, oh, he's doing this to overcompensate for the mark out that just happened on camera. Because
I don't think his homies felt that way, because again, if all his homies was in there thick like that and he got marked out, they probably would have had a lot to say about the situation outside of him getting marked out, and probably would have been more than happy to stand on his side to go viral in that moment. So I don't think that's it at all.
The whole time when they're reading the chat and they're seeing everybody say he's getting marked out, and then also you could see that Pill's phone kept lighting up over and over and over. Pill just texted me, I was high, SMH, face palm emoji. Who gets
Just now?
high? Who smokes a bunch of weed and then turns into like somebody who wants to fight the boss man who's giving you opportunity?
Well, that's the craziest thing.
That's it right there. You got out of your place, boy. How dare you step up to massive? You got out of your place, boy. Stay in a good boy's place is what Adam is basically pretty much what he's saying. You got out of your place. You got out of your boundary, boy. Sit down somewhere.
Shrooms typically make people. It's a terrible drug for like gang members to take because it makes you very docile.
Yeah. And you saw that when Ant was saying that shit to him, is that when you're on shrooms, that is the worst situation to be in to film a wrestling promo because it's fucking with your ego and your sense of self, and you're very much like a little ball of jelly, and you don't really know how to react.
If Ant came at me like that when I'm on shrooms, I'd be apologizing for 5 hours straight, bro. Like they'd have to escort me out because I'd be like, I would feel so shattered. You know what I mean? You like.
He keeps wanting to blame it on shrooms. This is like the third time he's blamed a mishap on shrooms, right?
Yeah, the shrooms thing is.
Like, leave the shrooms alone then.
So it's safe to say that they just don't want this man there because at this point it's just turned into a full-blown slander campaign about this guy and how dumb can we make him look, pretty much.
Like, if it's having this adverse of an effect. But I do think you were on point earlier when you said that the other dudes realize the opportunity because like. Those guys be rapping. They have clothing brands. They have a bunch of stuff, and that's
now we got to make them famous.
Well, yeah, they're talented kids out there. And the thing is, you know,
that's how petty Adam is now. Kingpill, you messed it up. So we don't really deal with your homies. We don't really like your homies, but to spite you, we're gonna make them famous. We really think that they're trash, but to make you upset, we're gonna do something to help them out. Got it. And to any of his homies, if y'all deal with ADAM22 after how he just disrespected your homie, y'all should get DPs. Y'all shouldn't be allowed to come around no more, because that's some hoe-ass behavior, for sure.
There's not like a Nipsey from that hood. There's not a, you know what I mean? Like, there's not.
They got Kingpill. That's the closest they got.
There's not like YG. There's not like a legendary rapper that's made. They don't have a representation to that degree. They have a lot of like well-respected dudes for sure, but this was like their, shot.
Everybody's trying to get their foot in the door, and I think they all kind of, regardless of what they might have thought of Kingpill, I think that they were also kind of feeling like, oh, okay, this is somebody who's kind of kicking in our door and making it more of a thing. And it's like kind of opening doors for us. And so even if we think he's maybe not the coolest guy on earth, he's somebody that we could, use to help get more into the game.
But before me and Johnny give our...
Do I like Kingpill? No. Would I like to see his neighborhood stand behind him and support him in this situation? Hell yes, bro. If them dudes over there don't stand behind Kingpill, in my personal opinion, it's a bad look. Because regardless of however you got to deal with him off the scenes, off the camera, on camera, y'all should be standing in solidarity because any fracture in y'all hood is going to look bad, bro. It's going to look bad. And it's going to look like all it takes is a little bit of chili for you to go against your homie, bro. So I pray to God that these dudes do not go against Kingpill.
Exact accounts, I do want to ask you this because a lot of people, like, this is like the narrative that's being pushed, like, against you. Do you feel like it was kind of instigatory, you even asking that question? Do you think that was not a good question to ask?
I'm going to be real. Kingpill had V1 of his song publicly available. It's got like 100,000 views or whatever. And then he puts out the remix of the song. And the words are different. The gang disses have been removed. To me, that's notable. That's the kind of thing that we would obviously talk about on a podcast.
Why do you got to talk about it in front of Young Ant Jefe? And why didn't you bring up the fact that you had yourself use that word? Why didn't you bring up the fact that you have been guilty of using that word as a disrespectful tone?
Now, I already knew the reason why he took it out, which was that, if Bompton Juno is going to be on the song, and he doesn't want Bompton Juno to be on a song where he's dissing people that would potentially start issues from Bompton Juno. Hit a J3 laid it out for us super logical when we were all together.
Yeah.
So I thought it was totally logical. I just wanted to hear Kingpill explain it, Like, I didn't think that Ant Jefe was going to turn up like that because I actually knew already that they had previously had a conversation about it, which is why I was so surprised that Ant Jefe came with that level.
Why would he have anything to say outside of what he came with? Young Ant Jefe ain't playing with that. It's just not a joking, laughing matter.
Aggression. Now, a lot of people tend to ascribe malice to things that are actually the product of just ignorance. So I do have to kind of say that my idea was not, let's say this thing that's going to heat shit up between Ant Jefe and him. it was just literally like that was not written down on the list of topics. It just popped into my head, and I just said it.
So to answer the question, Adam is basically saying, no, I don't have anything to do with that. Nope. They acting like complete niggas on their own. That had nothing to do with me. Adam is taking all accountability and throwing it out the window. He said it ain't his fault.
And as I said it, I kind of realized like, oh, okay, there's like a weird overlap here because one of the people that song might have offended is actually in the room. But that being said, was it intentional? Did I know that was going to happen? I mean, I don't have that level of foresight.
And if y'all don't see that No Jumper is not the place for you gangbangers to go after this situation, you don't want to see it. Because Adam is not only not taking any accountability, he's pretending like it's not all on film. Like he didn't say, yeah, and since Kingpill wants to talk, let's talk about you dissing Young Ant Jefe's hood. And Young Ant Jefe looked like, nigga, what? Munchie B immediately says, hey, we not doing that. And then the conversation just takes off. So for Adam to act like he doesn't know anything or be super green and oblivious to this whole situation is incredible to me because it was plain to see based off your words that you knew that it was disrespectful to Young Ant Jefe because ADAM22 even made it a point to speak on it possibly being disrespectful to Young Ant Jefe.
I've never really seen that level of aggression or anything even close from Ant Jefe.
And you know, it's so funny because I keep telling people like that's one of the most like intense moments I've ever seen face to face in a podcast that I've been on. People are like, it didn't look that crazy, but I guess the energy didn't fully translate.
It didn't fully translate on camera. I mean, you could look at Ant Jefe's face and see that he was on bullshit. Like he was looking at that nigga like serious. I think from watching it, I feel like Kingpill felt the way that you lined him up for that. Because even he was like, see, I knew he was going to mention it up. So I believe that's why the energy was redirected towards you, because he really wanted to do that to Ant Jefe. But I guess when he got out there, he just flipped it on you. Hold on, this whack calling me right now.
Oh, boy.
Yo.
All right, before we go into this stuttering idiot, we up out here to the next one. Y'all know the deal, man. There's red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest, and it's free Avenue Angel, so he's free. We go.